Welcome back, guys. My name is Patrick, and this is Edmonton Oilers Trade Proposals Volume 6, a series looking at various trades the Oilers could pursue to improve their roster. If this is your first time checking out the series, you can check out links to Volumes 1 through 5 in the description below. Let's get started with trade number 1. To the New York Islanders, Tyson Barrie, making $4.5 million for the next 3 years, Mikko Koskinen, making $4.5 million for this season, Edmonton's 2022 first-round draft pick, and Edmonton's 2023 third-round draft pick. The total cap hit moving to the Islanders in this deal, $9 million. To the Edmonton Oilers, goaltender Semyon Varlamov, making $5 million for this year and next year, Scott Mayfield, making $1.45 million for the next 2 years, and Cal Clutterbuck, making $3.5 million for the remainder of this season. The total cap coming to the Edmonton Oilers in this deal, $9,950,000. This deal is based on an interview that Jason Gregor of TSN 1260 had with New York Islanders Newsday reporter Andrew Crouse. They discussed that the Islanders would be looking for a puck-moving defenseman, and Tyson Barrie's name came up, with the Oilers looking for a right-shot D-man, Scott Mayfield, and goaltender Semyon Varlamov. I've added Cal Clutterbuck to the deal to help even out the cap hits, and he would of course bring the toughness the Oilers need to the bottom six. In my trade deadline primer targets video, I stated that the Oilers needed a fourth-line player who could bring toughness, a top-4 right-shot D, and a 1A goaltender. The Oilers could cover all of those needs in this one trade. There's been talk the Islanders don't want to move Varlamov because he's Ilya Sorokin's translator, but as a few of you have pointed out in the comments, surely that's a hurdle the Islanders can overcome. Do they really need a $5 million backup as a translator? At 6'5", 223 pounds, Scott Mayfield brings the size the Oilers are looking for, and he has a decent cap hit. With 2 goals and 11 assists this season, he does provide some offense as well. I think a right side of Bouchard, Mayfield, and Ceci makes the Oilers much stronger going forward. Moving Barrie in this deal makes it easier for the Oilers to absorb Varlamov's cap hit next season, but the Oilers would still be looking at 3 NHL goalies with Smith and Skinner in the mix. Here's a potential look at the Oilers lineup following the trade. A much deeper lineup for sure, and of course this is only one scenario. A lot of options to choose from, and we could of course see different pairings and combinations with the players listed. Trade number 2. To the Montreal Canadiens, Tyson Barrie, making $4.5 million for the next 3 years, and Kailer Yamamoto, making $1.175 million for the remainder of this season. The total cap hit moving to Montreal in this deal, $5,675,000. To the Edmonton Oilers, Josh Anderson, making $5.5 million for the next 6 years, with a cap hit of $5,500,000. I've had Josh Anderson suggested to me as a trade target a few times, so I thought I'd take a look at a potential deal. With Anderson signed at a cap hit of $5.5 million for this year and the next 5 years to come, the Oilers would likely be forced to say goodbye to both Kailer Yamamoto and Jesse Puljujarvi, as he would be taking the money needed to re-sign them. I included Yamamoto in this deal, and then the Oilers can move Puljujarvi in the summer for another return. Josh Anderson currently has 9 goals and 8 assists for 17 points in 37 games. Not exactly lighting it up, but Montreal as a whole has been terrible this season. He scored 17 goals last year and had 27 in his last full season in Columbus. Is that enough to warrant the departure of Jesse and Yamo? Here's a potential look up front following the trade. I like it for now, but following the season, like I said, you likely lose Jesse, Kane is likely gone. It could get ugly. I don't think it's the best move for the Oilers at the present time. Trade number 3 is a 3-way deal between the Seattle Kraken, Arizona Coyotes, and Edmonton Oilers. To the Seattle Kraken in the deal, goaltender Mikko Koskinen at a cap hit of $2,250,000, and Kailer Yamamoto at a cap hit of $1,175,000. Both their deals would be expiring at the end of this season. To the Arizona Coyotes, Edmonton's 2022 first-round draft pick, Edmonton's 2023 third-round draft pick, prospect Dmitry Samorukov, making $825,000 for the remainder of this season, and goaltender Mike Smith, making $2.2 million for this season and next season. Also in the deal, Arizona retains 50% of Phil Kessel's contract, coming in at $3.4 million for the remainder of this season, and they retain 50% of Mikko Koskinen's contract, coming in at $2,250,000 for the remainder of the year. To the Edmonton Oilers in this deal, Phil Kessel, making $3.4 million for the remainder of the season, Lawson Crouse, making $1,533,333 for the remainder of this season, and goaltender Chris Driedger making $3.5 million for the next 3 seasons. The total cap coming to the Edmonton Oilers in this deal, $8,433,333. The contracts the Oilers have going out, Mike Smith at $2.2 million, Mikko Koskinen at $4.5 million, and Kailer Yamamoto at $1.175 million, come to a grand total of $7,875,000. I thought I would take a look at a 3-way trade, and this is what I came up with. The Oilers add to their top 6 with a half-priced Kessel, add Lawson Crouse to the bottom 6, and have a new goalie tandem of Chris Driedger and Stuart Skinner. All the best moves? Probably not, but something to ponder. Kessel and Crouse can just be rentals, and if Driedger can regain his form from the last few seasons, and Skinner continues to grow, it could be a decent tandem. But there are a lot of ifs in there. The Coyotes collect more draft picks and a prospect. They have Mike Smith for a season and a half for only $2.2 million on the cap. Shouldn't hurt them. The Seattle Kraken get a half-price Koskinen to back up Grubauer for the rest of the season, add a former first-round pick in Yamamoto, who they should be able to re-sign for a bargain price, and they have Driedger's $3.5 million off the books. Here's a look at a potential lineup. Like I said with the other trades, there's definitely some positives here, but there's also some big risks. If Chris Driedger doesn't regain his old form, the Oilers could be in serious trouble. Well guys, let me know what you think about those trades in the comment section below. If this is your first visit to the channel and you like what you see, please consider liking and subscribing for all the latest Oilers content. You've been watching the Oilers Fanatic. Thanks for being a fan. Have a great day guys, and I'll see you soon. Take care.